Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Hive. Today we have some guests with us from Sweden, all the way from Sweden. So I'm going to introduce them and then they can tell us a little bit about themselves and then we'll jump into the bee yard work.
Hi, my name is Preben Kristiansen and been working as a beekeeping advisor since a couple of years back when I retired. My wife Lotta and I, we have a small beekeeping company.
So my name is Lotta Fabricius Kristiansen, and I'm actually a PhD student at the moment at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences. My focus is actually more on the beekeeper perspective of things rather than the bees themselves. So in my research I look into how we transfer knowledge, how we can improve maybe practice and how we can connect research with the beekeepers in a good way. So that's what I'm doing in my PhD.
Excellent. What we're going to do today, we had several things we wanted to cover. One was to show how we can non-invasively monitor the honey flow by using the Hivetronics Hive Scale. My daughter Emma, she's anxious to get some new crop honey in her store. She's almost run out of last year's honey, so we're going to take a few boxes if the bees have prepared it. So just starting with this hive, you probably noticed on the back of my hives there's quite a lot of writing, and so that's because that's where I keep my records. I don't keep them separately because if I need to know something, it's right where I am. So in this particular hive, the history it says here, cell on May 25th, 2025 was put in, but it's not circled. So I look for one where it is, and this says V-25, so that means it was a virgin that was the bees raised themselves. So we'll just give it a quick look. And all I want to do is know if honey has been stored. And so I go to a comfortable height and just see if there's bees working up, and I can crack it and I can tell if there's much weight up here, and we can see there's not much activity there. So I simply close it up and we're done this hive. So that's just that quick. We don't.
Okay.
Right. To give an idea from a commercial perspective, anything that takes 5 minutes means you can do 12 hives an hour. So if you can get, anytime you can drop your time per hive, means your productivity is there. So if I can do something in 10, 12 seconds, that gets me through the yard quickly.
Right.
Okay. So there we have a hive that's doing a little better.
Yeah.
So I smoked them a bit. You can see they've already moved back. So here we will take a look and see how they're doing. So I use the hive cover as a platform, keep everything out of the grass and dirt. So the other thing that we're doing now is we're monitoring for small hive beetles. You don't have small hive beetles there. So we've seen signs in our area, and so this is just a mat that if there were any small hive beetles, we'd find them trapped in here. So this is just a surveying, and there is none. Thank you, that's good. So I'll just set that down for now. So they're starting to work this box a little bit. They're just coming up, just starting on this box. A little bit of nectar coming in today. So this is a box that we'll probably take with us today. So you see they've capped it right down, and this is a box of foundation. So they essentially walk through the foundation. They are starting to draw it, but they put it right into the drawn comb already. So because we're going to take this with us, I'll just walk back through here. And I'm just going to set it here on this hive like this.
So when you use the tip-off method, you move the box a little further from the colony and put it on top of another colony? Or do you put them on the ground sometimes?
I don't like on the ground because if we use a blower, it stirs up dirt.
Yeah.
And that puts dirt in.
Right.
Okay.
Here, it just has to be somewhere at a nice height.
Yeah.
Yes.
So often I would have had, say, a stack of hive covers or spare equipment, because I like to keep spare equipment in the yard. I see that here we've used it all, but as long as it's on a hive I've already done, then I can, or if if it was off the first hive, I just set it somewhere and then transfer it.
Right.
But it could be on the same hive.
Yeah.
So would either one of you like to crack some boxes, take
Yeah.
a look? So basically it's biomechanics. So you want to stand where your body can take the weight, and you actually kind of use your shoulder and upper arm, and you have to drag it back a little bit so it doesn't slide off the edge. And I keep the smoker between my knees so that as I crack, I do that technique is I don't pinch any bees. When I do it and my smoker's right here and I crack up, I don't set it back down.
No.
So I don't crush any bees, right? And so that, and then I smoke and they move away. So the reason we use smoke is to protect the bees, because it's a discourteous to them what we're doing, breaking into their homes. Okay, so in this hive here, I don't know if you can see, but they are working the top box. So this is honeycomb, they're working foundation in the top box. Okay, so I think this one, I see enough cappings that we can take it. So on this one, you can see they worked up one side. What we'll do is we'll just leave this one. We set these hives up 2 weeks ago yesterday, so we're not actually expecting to see much honey up in the honey supers yet. We don't have the large areas of monofloral sources that beekeepers have, say, in Western Canada, where they take their hives to those sources and immediately can come onto a honey flow in early July. Our flows more trickle in, and typically they could start at the end of June. They're typically over by the 25th of August. In this area, we've got some wildflowers blooming at this time, some clovers. I see some fields of uncut hay where there's alfalfa, which if the farmers don't cut for a few days, we might get some honey from. And sometimes we don't know what's in bloom, and we have an old saying that it's coming out of the fence posts. So as everyone knows, this has been Emma's buddy hive. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us today, but we wanted to give her a report on how it's doing. So I'm going to break into this hive and we'll see how it's doing and let Emma know. So we smoked the front entrance. That just drives the guards back. Crack back the cover. Take a look here. So see, not much activity yet in the top box. This is the next box down. Again, they're just starting. So they've got the ladder frame. There's good honey there, and they're starting to draw comb here for the future comb honey crop. So this is all working well. A little bit of burr comb there, I'll just push back. So I'm just going to reverse this. It's because they had built a little bit of side burr comb, and this will help keep it straight. So in this hive, they've got a little bit more, but they're getting a little bit artistic. And that's a sign of an intermittent flow, is they start drawing a little bit between frames. But this particular one over here, you can see they're just starting to cap it. So soon this will be cappable. So do you think you would like a taste of this honey?
Oh, sure.
So I'll shake the bees off and we can go try some out behind my truck.
Sounds great.
Be my guest, please.
Oh.
Have a
Wow, I feel
have
honored.
a scoop.
I go here.
Preben.
Oh, thanks.
Mm.
Can you identify a floral source there?
No, not really.
Liam?
Very mild in taste.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice.
Heather?
No, I
Have a
can't.
crack at it? And I'll dig in there too.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
It's good.
It is.
It's a little spicy.
Notes of clover and always wildflower, something in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Give it a bit of good flavoring there. So let's get it finished off and we can get it ready for market. And so we return the frame to the hive, and I'm going to reassemble it because it's not ready for harvest yet. We have to wait for them to cap it. So I'll just put it all back together and leave them to continue their beekeeping work, which is keeping themselves going. They don't harvest honey for us. They harvest honey for their own needs, and we just take the surplus. So we just create an environment that generates a surplus that's harvestable. So we'll return these supers and come back probably in about 3 weeks and start the full harvest process.